For so long in my life, I let criticism and bullies get the best of me. I found myself getting extremely sad if someone called me fat or stupid or dumb or ugly, whatever. Essentially, I let myself, my confidence, my self-esteem, my self-image get ruined by these bullies, by these like bad people, essentially. And it was only until recently that I started to change my mind, and I have a completely different view on that stuff now compared to what I had back then. Let me give you my story. My name is Caleb Park. I've been on the road to improvement, this self-improvement path for the last 3 years. I found myself losing a ton of weight, finding the ability to go from introverted to extroverted. I can talk to people, I can talk to almost anyone now, and I don't feel like socially awkward doing it. Essentially, I made crazy improvement in my life, and now I'm trying to share some of that wisdom, that knowledge with people like you who are also trying to better themselves. And this video is, like the intro suggests, about bullying and criticism. Now, I let this destroy me for so long, so much to the point where I was so stressed because of like these people at school that I tried my best to not go. I tried to let my parents, or try to make my parents let me stay home, and it ultimately didn't work. I still had to go and face my fears, and I'm grateful for it now because it put me on the path to success. But back then, it was quite literally ruining my life. My stress was so high, I would sometimes have to call my parents to pick me up from school because I had just a splitting headache that I literally could not focus. I couldn't even blink. That's how bad it was. But essentially, the bullying that I received back then has served to shape who I am today. And it also served to shape my outlook on criticism and bullying as a whole. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when someone criticizes you, when someone bullies you, they're pointing out something that is bad, something that is inherently something to make fun of, essentially. If you're fat and they call you fat, they're pointing out your weight. Your weight is a major flaw of you. If you're ugly, if you have tons of acne on your face, they call you pepperoni face or whatever. They're pointing out your acne. That is a major problem that you have. Essentially, what they are doing is they are pointing out your flaws that you have to fix. A recent book that I read, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. If you've been watching previous videos of mine, you know I've made countless references to this book. But essentially, it's a book about philosophy. And in this book, there is a very powerful quote. It is, "If a man speaks evil of you and it is true, fix it. If a man speaks evil of you and it is not true, laugh at him." What essentially this means in modern terms, without the philosopher language, if someone points out a flaw of you and it is a genuine flaw, say you were mean to someone, say you were like unkind to your grandma or something, they point that out and it's true, you fix it. Because you're not trying to be evil, you're trying to be the best version of yourself. If someone points out something bad, you fix it. If something points out something bad about you and it is just not true, take no offense from it. Laugh at them because it's not true. So essentially, your bullies, your criticizers, whatever you want to call them, they are pointing out your biggest flaws. So if you can remove the judgment, remove the anger you have with the people, and look at only what they say, not in a mean way, not in a mocking way, not trying to make fun of you, look at just what they say, they are pointing out your biggest flaws. If you had a best friend who constantly knew what was wrong with you, and they said, "Hey, improve this," or you're lacking on this, or if you do this, your life will be a lot better. If you had a friend to do that, you'd say, "Dang, that's a really good friend. That's my best friend right there." But what these bullies are doing, these criticizers, they are pointing out your biggest flaws for you. Now, they're doing it in a mean way, in a mocking way. But as you practice this more, you learn to not really care about that. You learn to remove that judgment, that anger, and that hatred. And you can essentially find only the flaw they're pointing out, and you can fix it. And after you do that, you're better. Now they lose their ammunition. They have to find something else for you to improve on so that they can start making fun of you. If you see what I'm getting at, they are constantly pointing out your flaws and are constantly giving you ways to improve. So if you just started listening to them, kind of, and you start improving on what they are making fun of you for, it's like a free to-do list, essentially. Now, the bullies who make fun of you for something like your race or your skin color or your face shape, whatever, something that you cannot change, it's out of your control. You can't do anything. All you can do is just cast that judgment aside. Realize that ultimately it means nothing. It has no value in the modern world. It has no value in your head. It brings nothing into your life. So don't even give it any time of day. So essentially, use your bullies, use the things you are getting criticized for, improve on those things, and just repeat that cycle. They're pointing out your flaws. If you use that knowledge and you improve on it, you fix what they're making fun of you for, you'll be unstoppable. And if they're pointing out something that you cannot change, your skin color, your race, I don't know, your religion, something like that, take no offense from it. If a man speaks evil of you and it is not true, laugh at him. That's the quote. Take no offense. Realize that you can't do anything about it, and just move on. If you like this video and other videos like this, scroll down right now, click the subscribe button, click the first link in the description. See you in there, bro. Peace.